Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy T, and I'm here with Mark.
Hey there.
And I'm bringing to you the road to 100K!
Sorry T, we don't have the budget for that yet.
Oh, it's only our 4th video, so we don't have the budget?
Not enough subscribers.
Well, make sure you like and subscribe so we can get the budget, so we can get a better camera, we can get better everything, so we can get this going.
Special effects and CGI is where it's at.
It's coming, it's coming. But anyways, I'm bringing to you the road to 100K, which is basically my set of haul videos, because you know I buy comics every week, I order comics, I go to the shows, I'm getting my book signed, so I thought, hey, might as well show you guys what I'm getting. Before I start though, I'm going to tell you a little tiny bit about myself, just really briefly, don't worry, because we're going to get right into the books, because I got a lot of books this week. So basically I started collecting comics when I was about 8 years old. My mom had bought me one of those kits where it was like the box with the bags and like a bunch of, well, I guess not dollar comics, because comics were barely $1 then. I hate to date myself, but yeah, so basically I just started collecting comics very casually. I wasn't really too into the stories. I was way too much into G.I. Joes and ninjas, so I basically just read them for the fights. I wasn't really paying attention to much. And even throughout my later years, I kind of collected, but it was like really spotty. Like I would collect for a few months, and then I would stop, and then I was into sports and girls, and then I was into the club and girls, and then I was into music and girls. So comics always kind of took a back seat, and it actually wasn't until my mom passed away, rest in peace moms, you know, a few years ago, when I decided to grab all my old comics from my dad's and kind of re-pick up the hobby. You know, it was something that she kind of got me into. So basically that's how I restarted. Comic shop by my house called Alpha Comics opened up, and he kind of got me back into it. It was the start of the new 52, so I started to pull and grab, and next thing you know I was back into it. And it wasn't until I went to my first ever comic show, like we're talking like 25 years after I started to collect, I went to my first comic show. And that's where my mind was blown. I had realized that all the books that I dreamt about as a kid, the Spider-Man #1s, the X-Men ones, that you would never maybe even see, everybody had it basically, because eBay was so big now. We had all the online marketplaces. So I was pretty blown away that this stuff was accessible. And that's when I decided to go home, and I trudged home, and I pulled out my 6 boxes, and I jumped on a comic book realm, and I started to check them out. And that's when I kind of learned and realized that my childhood collection was not focused. I really grabbed whatever. You know, I didn't really have much of anything. It was pretty much 6 boxes, $1 book. So I said to myself that I was going to sell that, and I was going to restart fresh. So that's the whole point of this video. I'm restarting my comic collection, and I am going to get to 100K. So after that intro, we're going to get right into the books, and I'll see you in a sec. Alright guys, we're going to get right into the books, and so for the first book I'm going to show you basically isn't worth nothing. It's probably not even worth the paper it's printed on, but no matter what, I would have it in every single collection, and that is basically Space Beaver #4. And the reason why I have this book in my collection is because when I talk about that very first set of books that I got from my mom back in the day, this was one of the books in it. And it had so much vulgarity and blood in it that it was always one of my favorite books as a kid, and for some reason it's the only book that made it. So yeah, that's basically the first book that's going in, is Space Beaver #4.
Beaver.
Beaver. The next book I'm going to put in there goes for about 20 bucks on eBay, and basically it's by one of my favorite artists right now, and that is Spider-Man #2. The variant, Spider-Man 2, #2, the variant, which is basically the 1/25 Gabriel Delato's cover. So that's a nice, beautiful cover. You know, Spider-Man's holding up Miles on it. He's beat up. You know, I always love, that's one of my favorite things about Spider-Man, always getting trashed. I think Delato could have did a little bit better on the head in that book. It kind of looks a little off, but hey man, still a really great cover, and I still really like it. Maybe that is what someone's head would actually look like in a mask. I don't know. So for the next book, this book goes for about 10 on eBay as well. And it's another Gabriel Delato, as you can tell. I usually grab all the Delatos, all the Matinas I can and stuff like that. And that is Secret Empire #10, the variant. And this is basically the Gabriel Delato Civil Warrior variant. So made sure to have that. The next book I'm going to put in my collection is actually a second print that I got, and this is Jean Grey Phoenix Generations, and it's the Matina cover. So I thought that was a really nice book. It really doesn't go for anything online. It's just kind of It's just kind of a book I picked up on the shelf, brand new for cover. The next book I'm going to put on is another Matina cover, because obviously you can see my themes and the guys I like, but this is basically Astonishing X-Men #3, and it's the Matina Venomized variant with the Magneto cover. This book was really hard to find, actually. Of all the stores I went to, I only found the one, and unfortunately I got home, and I don't know if you could see it, but it actually has a bunch of crap on the sides. It's got a line, like there's a lot of problems with this book, but I can't even find another one. So this will definitely be a placeholder, but eventually I will replace it.
Still a nice looking book though.
Yeah, oh, the reason why I'm putting it in with the flaws is because it is an amazing cover.
I don't know when Matina has time to do anything else these days.
I know, he does so many covers. Actually, so cover artists usually only do covers because maybe with his detail he would be like really behind on books, but this guy's putting out a book worth of covers each week. I don't know how he can't just keep up with his schedule, but the next book I'm going to put in is another Matina cover because like in the last few weeks obviously Marvel's been putting him to work, and that is Edge of Venomverse #5. And it's actually just the regular cover, but I picked it up. I thought it was really cool. Hey, Matina's for cover price seemed pretty good. So keeping on the Matina thing, because again, you know, they got him working right now at Marvel. They got him working. Venomverse War Stories, which is basically also has a regular Matina cover, which is pretty nice. I like it, you know. I like the Venomized Rocket. I really hope they make him a character. He looks badass. He looks...
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he's like a little Venomized Rocket on there. It's kind of cool. He's got some other, who cares, Black Panther, whatever, Rocket. But anyways, yeah, that's another Matina cover. So basically, the next book I'm going to show you guys is actually going for $15 on eBay already, which is crazy. Oh, by the way, any eBay prices I tell you is actually sold. So this isn't guys just looking to get that. And that is the Batman in the Shadow #5 cover, which was a Matina cover. This actually was a little bit hard to get to, but honestly, like, this has got to be one of his best covers recently. Like, this is amazing. Like, Batman looks awesome. The Shadow looks awesome. I could see exactly why people want it so bad.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And I have an extra one.
Oh, nice.
For you. The next book, another guy that I've been actually getting into right now is Clayton Crane. So I've liked him since Rye, but a lot of people don't really like him too much because they find his art looks too fluid or whatever, but I like it personally. So the first book I'm going to put in is Venomverse #1, the variant, which is the Clayton Crane connecting cover. I just think it looks super cool, man. All the different Venoms, it's a dark-ass cover, and it just looks great. I really like this Venom in the corner here. You can see he's got like some damage on him, you know. He's like got the eye. Maybe he's zombified even. I don't know. I haven't read the Venomverse story, so I actually don't know what it's about yet, but if it's good enough, I will grab the trade. So that's going into the vault. Next book I'm going to throw in there is another Clayton Crane variant that he came out with. It's a Venomized variant, and that is X-Men Gold #11. Which is the Venomized variant. And that's another Clayton Crane cover. It's pretty cool. Not as cool as the last stuff, but still something that's worthy. So we're going to move on to someone else. I grabbed a couple new books of in the last couple weeks, and that is Frank Cho. He's been doing the Harley Quinn covers, and if anybody knows me, I like me some thickness. So, you know, Cho always is throwing down the thickness, so the yoga cover, I know. So the yoga cover actually, like, I like it, man. Like, it looks good. She's in a good pose. It's a good cover, man. And I've actually been collecting all the Frank Cho Harleys, so gotta keep that.
That little dash helm looks like it's pretty cool there.
Yeah, it does. I like it. Yeah, it's interesting. The next book is just another Frank Cho that I've picked up. Like I said, I've been, you know, holding books for weeks. Another pretty nice Frank Cho cover. I personally think the yoga... When I first saw the yoga cover, I actually didn't like it, but now I kind of like it. I like it better than this, most definitely. Still cool. Still part of the set. So the next book I'm throwing in there, I try not to throw in too much filler. I don't know if this is going to be filler, but I always loved Snyder, always loved Capullo, ever since they started their last Batman run. So of course, you know, I've got to throw in the regular cover of Dark Knights. The metal series, because it's just the biggest thing. I don't know if it has legs. I assume it is good. I've heard good things about the ending of the first issue. Everyone's looking forward to the second. So I figured, why not throw it in?
Plus, I heard a lot of those came damaged, so
Yeah,
to find a high-grade copy that's not damaged is pretty hard.
Yeah, to get a nice high-grade one is always good. So, this book is actually already going for 10 on eBay, and luckily I know enough people. Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody had this. No VIP. But I basically was able to get one of the midnight release variants just off the shelf the next day because I'm not going to the store at midnight. Like, it might have to be better than this. Like, but still, very cool cover, and for some reason going for double. Weird.
And it's important that you're pointing out to people that these are sold prices on eBay, not what people are asking.
Yeah,
so
this is what it's for. Exactly. These are legitimate. Like, I'm not telling you guys, like, the books that I don't tell you what they go for is because they're just going for cover. So, but it's just funny that some of these books I've picked up in the last month and they're already going for double, triple. Crazy. So the next book I'm throwing in there, of course, is The Mighty Captain Marvel #8, which is the variant, which is like one of the Capcom vs. Marvel variants. And honestly, I will collect any of these that look nice because I can honestly say that I probably... So, the reason why I didn't buy comics is because I was playing video games, and Street Fighter was one that took all my money. So, I love the Street Fighter stuff, especially when it's nice, especially the marquee characters from the original Street Fighter 2, you know, like the Dalzimi, Honda type thing. I don't really care about all the new stuff, the Brute, Fei Long. I mean, they're still good, but I just like the originals, so gotta keep it. Another artist that I think is pretty hot nowadays, so I've been collecting her stuff, is basically Jenny Friesen. But I'm not really totally on the Friesen train, so I only really collect the books I really enjoy from her. So this has Wonder Woman 29, which basically is the Friesen variant. It's one of the few that I actually thought was good. I thought it was well drawn. Wonder Woman in the hood. I can think of one where she has a lasso. Like, I can really think of the few Jenny Friesens that I really think are stellar. But this one I thought was good enough to keep.
The one with the lasso motif is one of my favorites.
Yeah, where it's like a nice black cover with just that lasso. It's very striking. I'm sure I'll get to it sometime.
I picked up a couple of those.
Yeah, those are really nice. So the next book I'm throwing in there with all this Weapon X or Weapon H hype, whatever, is Weapon X #7. And actually, this is the Scan Shri Suwan. I don't even think I'm saying his name right, but I don't know. It's a nice painted cover, really cool. I like the whole, like, you know, it's got the claw motif with the, I'm sure we all know, with the reflections in it. I'm not saying it's a homage to that.
I think it's on the line of that homage.
But it's definitely reminiscent. So I had to pick this up. I actually love painted art. When I was young, I didn't like it as much, but now it's like all about the Matinas, the Cranes, the Scans. I don't know. Maybe this is the next big guy. So the next book is actually going for somewhere around 20 to 25 on eBay, but I actually had to buy 100 copies to get this.
At what price?
Exactly. But that is another one of the artists that I really like, is basically J. Scott Campbell, Sheena Zero sneak peek variant. You know, I will pick up Campbell's all day. If I can somehow order it so that I only pay the $20 to $25, I will still do it. I don't know if what kind of these books have legs. I think her arm's kind of janky, but hey, I still love the cover. I still like, you know, the normal face and everything like that. But the only thing I thought was kind of funny is that this, I didn't notice until I actually got this, that they actually call it a sneak peek variant, which makes me nervous that this is cover 1, but her whole body. So, like, I don't even think that this is going to be an original image, but hey, man, more Scott Campbell's for the collection.
It's a good thing you're only 25 cents a book, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I had to buy 100. I'm just making that clear, man. I paid 25 still. So the next book is, I don't even know what is going on with this book, but this book is already going for $50 on eBay, and that's like a conservative price. I've seen it going for $65, I've seen it going for more, but that is basically Totally Awesome Hulk #22, First Weapon H, rah, everybody's running around. You can only buy one copy of this at every store. But I haven't read the story yet. I don't even know if Weapon H is a cool character. I assume he must be awesome. You know what I mean? So either way, you know what I mean? That's a great book, and it was hard to find, and I will be happy to put this in my collection because I like keys, even minor keys. Even if it's just a minor character, I would still keep this. So.
And I'm very thankful you were nice enough to grab me one of those as well.
Yes. I made sure that Mark got one too because I hook people up. You know what I mean? So that's definitely going in the collection. The last book in this part that's going in the collection, I actually have to give a little shout out to my boy Kelly at Red Skull, because he's the one who actually hooked me up with this. It's hard to find. People are kind of going crazy for it. It's already going for a whopping $110 on eBay.
And that's one day ago.
And this was released yesterday. And I know why, because this is all the rage. And that is basically Walking Dead 171, the variant. It's the Lorenzo de Felice does the cover. And this is basically the secret pink signature variant. If you've seen the other B covers, you'll notice that this is actually in blue. But in the select few that were only 1 in 10, and it was secret, so you didn't even know it was being ordered.
And the other thing, too, is this cover only came off at final order cutoff, so the art wasn't even shown. So dealers or comic book stores were very wary about ordering it because they didn't see the art, so nobody ordered it.
Exactly. So nobody ordered it, and then, you know, but basically, yeah, he had gotten 10, and he was nice enough to hook me up. So I am those last 2 books, I am extremely happy to have. Like, we're talking about books that cover price here that are going for like $50, $60, $100. So I didn't pay cover price for this just to disclose. Like, I wish I did, but no, but I'm very happy.
Far from what it's going for.
Far from what it's going for at this point. So I'm actually really happy. So I'm just going to make that the first part of my haul so that we don't go on too long, but there definitely is a second part. And then I'm going to tally up and we're going to see exactly where the collection is at. But I hope you enjoyed the first part and saw some good books that maybe, you know, you could go find or you'd enjoy. And I'll see you in a sec.
Thank you for watching.